pressure. The pressure is on. It's funny. Say it again? I'm not going to be flat. Now I have to be funny. A lot of pressure. The reason we have, by the way, who's new here? A guest, first time. You do know this is a training, right? Just to give you a heads up. It's an opportunity. We don't do this every week, all right? So, anywho, the reason now this is goals. And probably, I was a cop too, NYPD, FDNY, My goal was to, not get killed and get home. That was, my goal. I never wrote it down, but that's what I intended to do. So, the reason I have the pictures up here, because isn't that laughing, fun, kind of joking, right? Isn't that good? The reason I have the photos is because we're having fun. We're traveling, we're having a good time. People are attracted to fun. You want to have fun. No stress. Get rid of stress. And how about all the speakers? I have to give the round of applause to everybody. Because all the how to build the business is in the details of the stories, just so you know. That's how you do it, As you hang around more, you start to get it, right? Over and over and over again, right? The persistence, right? The hammer of persistence drives the nail of success, right? So the reality is these photos, we're happy, and you want to get your kids involved, you want to get your family involved, you want to be involved, and you want to be very specific and clear on where you're going, because if you don't know where you're going, you're likely to end up somewhere else, all right? We have, we're all, who's busy? Kidding me? We're all crazy busy. You're looking for busy people. So we want to be very specific and very clear on how to build our business. So we have to have the things we need right off the bat are, right, your business is written. So you want to have these items you need to have, all right? You need to have a calendar. So splurge and go to Staples and get yourself a calendar that you can write in, all right? You have this business is all about being written. It has to be on paper. Writing causes you to think. Am I correct, Janice? I learned that from Janice, and it's true. The more you write, you think. You start thinking, all right? You have to be very clear and very specific. Like Ralph's quote, take this business very seriously. All right? You want freedom? This is then get yourself a 5-subject notebook. That says 5 notebook. That's for your list. I like a 5-subject notebook because when I start looking at who do I know in Connecticut, who do I know in North Jersey, who do I know in New York, have those very specific lists written. Right? It has to be written. This is all part of your goals. This stuff has to be written. Get yourself a journal or 2. All right? Because when we get books, we want one book to read and one book to write in. When we hear something, we write things down. We go back to those, write things down. Another journal you have is your daily disciplines. Daily disciplines done daily is going to build the character that you need to build the business. You can hear that over and over again. Do the same thing again and again and again. That's all we're doing. We're not doing a lot of big things. We're doing little things, but consistency and persistency. And that's all it's about. So to have that journal, your journal is actually going to act as your funnel. All right? You may hear about a funnel of your business. Your journal is that actual funnel, but it's on paper. Treat yourself to some pens. Okay? And I'm a big, huge fan of highlighters. But sometimes my kids steal them and write all over the walls with them. It happens. All right? But the reality, get yourself some highlighters, and I like different colors too. Because when you read a book, I use a highlighter. When I read the book again, I use a different color highlighter. Very important, all right? So when you want to read consistently, you want to go, and sometimes you just want to graze through it and look at what you've highlighted. Okay? Very important. This is the key, man. All right, we're going to have a few things about goals. All right, we have micro goals, mini goals, and maxi goals. Micro goals is going to determine your success. It's your 24-hour goals. And I love that Janice said that. I'm sorry to keep picking on you, Janice, but you nailed it. And Doug, you crushed it again. We're taking notes, all right? Everyone's great. So your micro goals are your 24-hour goals. Like Janice said, do that tomorrow. Who are you going to call before 9 o'clock? I love that. Fantastic, right? Then your mini goals are your weekly goals. Now, this stuff is written in your journal, but it's also written in your calendar. Now, your maxi goals are your 30, 60, and 90-day goals. All right? These are your maxi goals. Now we have, because in Eric Worre's book, it says it's a 7-year business. 7 years to success. 7 years is going to happen anyway, all right? A lot of people want to get rich in 30, 60, 90 days. It just doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way, no matter what. It's not going to work at a job anyway, so it's certainly not going to work here. But we want to have short-range goals of 3 to 6 months. Those are your consultant ranks. Medium range goals, 6 months to 2 years, are your, it actually was consultant to director ranks. And medium range goals are 6 months to 2 years are director to partner ranks. Then 2 years to 5 years are your partner to ambassador ranks. Does anyone here want to crush the business? Anyone want to develop a huge monstrous business? A lot of people, right? This is what it's all about. You have to have that goal because, you know, you can't hit a target that you cannot see. You have to focus on those long-term goals. What's your why? What's going to bring you? Danny Ryder is fantastic. Peel back your whys. Know your why. 5 reasons why. You have to know your why, your long-term goals. Now we're going back into Dale, because this is unlike any other business in the world. All right? A lot of businesses, you go, you work really, really, really hard, and you don't have to learn, or you learn a lot and stay in school, and then you go out into the real world and fail and keep going back to school, and then you end up being a professor that teaches people how to succeed. All right? So I'm just saying, this business is just different. And you're going to go back and forth. I call it learn knowledge and activity knowledge. And learn knowledge and activity knowledge. And you have to go back. It's like ping pong, back and forth. Because you have to make course corrections. If a rocket going to the moon is going to be off course 99.9% of the time. So you're going to have to make those course corrections at all times. All times. Your learn knowledge are your micro goals. All right? Your learned knowledge are your CDs you're going to listen to. Like we said, Jim Rohn, Randy Gage. There's so many out there. John Maxwell, Peter Drucker. Great things to listen to. And then to read, you need to read these books, all right? Listen, I never read a book in school. I never did anything in school except nothing, all right? I was a dreamer. I looked out the window the whole time. And that's what I did, all right? And then I realized I get in this business and you're supposed to dream. So, good, I fit right in. So I'm just saying, but I never read, but once you have a dream and you find something that if you read, it'll get you there. There's people that say, I don't read. Well, then you won't lead. I don't read books, then you don't go partner, homeboy. I'm just telling you. That's how it is. You have to read 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes a day, those are your micro goals. 10 minutes, we all have 10 minutes a day to read. If you don't, go get that Kashi Go Lead and Crunch. You'll get yourself 10 minutes a day. Throwing it out there, give you a heads up. Get yourself some time to read. Bring it in there, read it. We got the kids, we're locking doors. That's my favorite room. So you want to read 10 minutes a day. You did 10 minutes a day, took Sunday off. That's 1 hour a week. Even if you took 2 weeks off of the year, that's 50 weeks. That's 50 hours a year of reading. Once that duplicates into your business, they say readers are leaders and leaders are readers. There are tremendous books out there. Find a book that you feel in it. I've had books that I open, I just can't absorb it. Get a different book. There's so many books out there, right? Get audiobooks. Books that I had trouble with outliers, all right? But when I got the audio book there, I went back and forth, and that book then resonated with me. Helped my long-term vision, which again, it gets into those long-term goals, right? So now your micro goals, so now your daily activities, you call 10 people, speak with 10 people. Even if you did a 2-a-day system, speak to 2 a day, 2 a day, 2 a day, 2 a day. You're not going to get hung up. Here's what happens. Anyone ever get hung up on 1 or 2 people? People get hung up on 1 or 2 people. They call me up and tell me a person's resume who hasn't even seen the plan yet. Anyone doing that? This guy's going to be great because, and they had half an hour on the phone. You can't get hung up. If you speak to 2 humans a day, speak to 2, you might have to call 10 to speak to 2. Call 10 to speak to 2. But when they're in your journal and you write down, I like to write down their name. If it's voicemail, I put VM, LM, left message, or no message, no answer, NA. I just have these things, and then there's people I speak to, I highlight. Now I know, now they're in the funnel, all right? You want to speak, because if you speak to 2 a day, that's 10 a week. That's 40 a month. You're not going to get hung up on 1 or 2 people that you're chasing around for 6 months if you're speaking to 40 people a month, all right? Just telling you that you have to, do this quick. We make up in numbers what we lack in skill. Jim Rohn talks about that. And guess what? We all lack in skill. I don't care how great a network marketer you are. It doesn't matter. We all suck. Like, I'm horrific at this. I vomit all over the people on the phone. Eventually, it's going to work. That's what I do it. And I just did it. I'm ready to do it again. No, I just did that to a guy who called me back, got in the business, and he's got like 10 customers already since Saturday. So you got to figure out people. It's according to them. What was that, Doug, you said? About we don't close people, we open people. It's when they're ready, okay? It's when they're ready. So you realize that as you go throughout your daily activities, you go back and forth. You go and you get your failure, which is really what you're seeking, and then you go back and you read a book and listen, and then your weekly goals are attend a meeting a week. Attend a meeting a week. I love what Doug said. Go to East Rutherford. Last night we had a meeting in Staten Island. Go to a different meeting and you're going to pick up different things. You're not going to go to any meetings if they're not written in your calendar that you bought in Staples. Okay? I'm just telling you heads up ahead of time. It has to be written. You have everything else written. It has to be written. You have to make a sacrifice. Success does not come without a sacrifice. There's no way in the wide world of sports you're going to build a business if there's not ink in your calendar. All right? There's no way it's going to happen. Maxi goals here. And again, back to the weekly goals. I don't want to be all over the place, even though I am. Your weekly goals, if you have a goal to show the plans to 2 to 3 people a week, what will happen to your business? 2 to 3 people a week. If you're speaking to 10 a week, you're going to get 2 to look at the plan. It's 80-20. It exists whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not, the law of attraction exists, 80-20 exists, gravity exists, but no one questions that one, right? This stuff exists. Maxi goals of Power Up. Do you have it in your calendar for Power Up 2014? Because here's how you do your calendar. I'm going to get off these slides because they're confusing me too. Here's how you write out your calendar. Let me go if I'm going too long, right? You have your calendar. It's important. Open your calendar. First thing you put in is the major event. The first thing you're going to put in is Power Up 2014. All right? Now, Power Up, obviously, next month. All right? If you're not going to Power Up next month, you're really going to, you're hindering the performance of your business. I'm just giving you a heads up, right? You're going to get downloaded all the information. We'll be promoting that. You probably heard people promoting this, all right, if you're in the business, right? So you're going to put in 2014. Then you're going to put in leadership in January. Then you're going to put in the Super Open, the quarterly event. We're going to have a quarterly event in Islip, New Jersey in November. You're going to put that in your calendar, right? So this way you know, because having these events in your calendar will get you out of having to go to some wedding or something. And what happens if that wedding is coming or Power Up is coming, well, what's going to get me my freedom? What's going to get my wife home from work? The wedding or Power Up? What's most important to you? Okay, realize that. What's most important? Then you're going to put in the meetings. Now, I like to put in all different meetings because here's what happens. When you write, it causes you to what? Think. So if you're writing in the East Rutherford meeting, and now I'm writing in the wall, oh wait, I know someone in East Rutherford. Let me go to my 5-subject notebook and add that name to that list of North. Oh wait, another person now. Now all of a sudden you have potential business growing up north. So go attend that meeting. All right? Go and attend that meeting. It's very important to write all of these meetings in Foxborough, Massachusetts.